Welcome to Tales of Nowhere, tabletop RPG podcast. My name's Spencer, and I play Isaac.
My name is Kelsey, and I play Kieran.
My name's Alex, and I play Chuck the Midnight Hondo.
My name's Eric, and I play Thane.
And last but not least, most important member of our group, the whimsically witty GM, Joshua.
Yay! I'm a GM because now we are back into Savage Worlds territory.
We are.
Does anyone else miss Call of Cthulhu yet?
Not really.
I
No,
do.
we haven't been
Already.
able to put some distance yet, but
All right, guys, I'm closing the Call of Cthulhu book.
I know.
It is shut now.
it's gone!
Yeah,
Nice.
I just opened up this.
that's a Savage Worlds character sheet.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
with that, we will turn it over to him, Joshua, and the Tales of Nowhere podcast can officially begin.
Yes.
There it is, Alex.
That one was for you, Alex.
Thank you, Spec.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Pilgrim. Previously on the Tales of Nowhere podcast.
That was probably
was
the best you've done out of all of them. The Hondo Henry.
Oh, Henry.
We went through a multi-dimensional portal to Egypt.
It's real hot.
And sticky.
We left at the night and showed up in the morning, afternoon time.
So we went and got new clothes,
Had a nice oasis adventure.
Uh-huh.
Retreat?
healed up. But Henry bribed one of the guards to let us into the dig site because they were guarding it. And then the guard died very quickly.
We got jumped by the faceless people.
Yeah, the Faceless
What do
Five?
we
Faceless
call
Five?
them?
Oh my
Fearsome
God.
Five?
Faceless Five.
It is Faceless
Five
5 is cool. How come we
Faceless
didn't
Five
use
is
that?
better.
Faceless 5 is better.
I was pushed down a hill.
And then
I was stripped of my clothing and impersonated.
Faceless 5 had Isaac's mom.
kidnapped.
We fought.
I almost died.
It was really rough.
Hondo spent the whole fight almost changing clothes.
And then we went down to the tomb of Amahad Nath, found the portal, put the carbuncle inside of it, and blew the sucker up.
We went back to the cafe through the infinity trigger.
After Hondo decked Isaac.
Right before he got his bomb removed.
I got attacked in the back of the neck.
And I got attacked in the front of the face.
And Hondo went off sore in more ways than
more
one.
ways than
And
What?
shot yet another espresso machine.
Espresso machine.
And then Copernicus made the decision to investigate a glitch in the infinity trigger that may make his timeline modifications not work the way he thought they did. I don't know what that means yet.
All right. You guys have been back to the cafe like a day. Very quickly, Dr. Henry Armitage. So he found his bedroom. It's just a standard bedroom.
In the hotel.
In the hotel, they welcomed him back. He also found a new door. Wood door with brass hinges and a handle, but behind it was the grandest library that he has ever seen.
Whoa.
Full of books that look like they were only written up until the time that he lived, created to make him feel comfortable here.
Hondo doesn't really care about libraries anymore, does he?
He still likes books, but I would say that the drive to be a librarian is probably not as strong.
Was Hondo like inside Charles trying to not be interested in library, but Charles was like, we're librarying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's more like when you taste something after 20 years that you hated and you're like, oh man, this is actually good.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's closer to it. You had a taste for it. And he's like,
I didn't realize how much of my personality was tied up with being a librarian.
What other things do you like?
right? Apparently he likes that and fighting monsters.
You have one hobby.
I'm still not sold on the goblin.
Huh? He doesn't understand most of what Dr. Armitage says.
Is it the accent?
Barbara spent most of the day sleeping and eating in the cafe. Had some espresso. Oh, nope. She had some coffee. The hotel welcomed her, sent her to her room, and she hasn't really been seen since. So what are you guys doing?
I find Copernicus in the lab after I've had a nice sleep and shower, hot shower, first time in
Nice.
like a week.
Sleep in shower.
Sleep in the shower, and like I do, and then I go find Copernicus in the lab. What is he doing in the lab?
No, so he seems busy at work doing a bunch of stuff, like calculations. His new machine is kind of pushed to a back burner type thing, and he's
Okay.
working on something else right now.
Copernicus, what are you up to?
We're going back to universe that you were at before.
What?
You and I.
What?
Well, we have to find out what is going on there. He's supposed to be different than he is. I put in some alterations, and I need to make sure he's working now.
Wait,
I
you have to go back there to make sure. that-
Isaac has convinced Copernicus to take a second look at the universe sees.
post fix.
Not as sure that our existence there is being as deleted as it should be.
Yes. But he doesn't know for sure what's going on. That's why
we need to go there find out.
Where are you going back to exactly?
We're going back to the first universe that you were in.
You gotta be a halfling again.
But I need you to be like you were before, so we can see if they recognize you. No.
Okay, yeah. Here's the thing, though. I don't love being a halfling. And who's gonna make sure you guys get back after you leave?
That is what I'm working on. When my alarm goes off,
And he shows you he's got like a really souped up cool version of the TST on his wrist. It's also tiger stripe, but there's like all sorts of cool stuff going on.
like when alarm goes off, we need to get somewhere. We have an hour to get out of the way, and then we will be brought back. As long as nobody come into lab and mess with machine.
I'm gonna go up to my mom's hotel room, Barbara Wexler's hotel room,
All right.
and knock on it.
Immediately she opens the door. Isaac, have you seen this room? Look at this room. And she like
No,
pulls you
actually.
into her room.
Okay, here
It's
we
like
go.
super ritzy. Like it looks like it's part of a British castle, and there's modern amenities too. Somehow the universe detected she would be more happy with modern conveniences.
Like a TV.
Yeah, there's like a television. She's like,
Oh.
it's people moving inside this little box.
Yeah,
And
it's called a TV, Ma.
what a TV.
Yeah, television. It's here. I'll show you. And I grab the remote control and I start channel surfing. What do I see?
Days of Our Lives.
I want to say it's like Rick and
Yes.
Morty where they have the universal cable.
Okay, cool.
So you're just getting all sorts of weird like shows.
These don't even make any sense. That thing's not human. That's just a pile of slime,
It's
not
like-
moving at all.
Did that carrot have legs?
Here we go. And yeah, I do in fact land on Days of Our Lives.
Like sands through the hourglass.
So
These
are the days
Yeah.
of our life.
Okay, well, I gotta go do a thing, so I just wanted to make sure that you were okay, settled in. I'll be back later, hopefully today, maybe. I don't know how time works here. We have some questions for you still, so I just want to make sure you're good.
Well, where you going?
That is so insanely complicated. I'm just gonna go out.
What kind of questions you got for me?
It's gonna be about when you were kidnapped. So if you have a minute to just jot down whatever you remember, really try hard. Any small detail will help.
I kind of blocked out some of that.
I know it was traumatic. I know the apple sucked, but I need you to try.
I have to hear about that damn apple one more time. She's like, all right. It's so weird. I just remember changing your diapers and teaching you to walk, and now it's like I don't even know you.
When I get back, we'll sit down. We'll have a meal together. We'll catch up. You can get to know the new me.
Deal.
Okay, and then I go to Kieran's room and
Okay.
knock on the door there.
Which, by the way, so you've gone back to your rooms. All of your rooms actually have now in your closet. You've got some suits and the sorts of things that you wore when you were in Call of Cthulhu.
Nice.
Sweet, building
yeah.
up that wardrobe.
Yeah.
Kieran has the dress that she wore to the Halloween ball,
Heck
Cool.
yeah.
as
sexy
well as
pink
some
dress.
posters of Diana Taylor, the Torch singer, and
Wow.
now there's a record player in your room as well with some records. So you have a small library in your room, Hondo.
A bookshelf.
It's a small library.
Thane has a picture of him and Teague, Mac the Knife, who is actually apparently named Teague, and
Yes.
Mac was his mob name.
Is it just a picture of Mac by himself?
No, it's like them together, but it's like the weird early days of photography where
Not
you have to
smiling.
stand still for a minute and not smile.
Oh, I was hoping it was pictures of us like breaking kneecaps,
Goofing
off.
enforcing for the
Goofing
mob.
off.
Do a photo album of you killing people.
So yeah, I knock on Kieran's door.
I'm gonna answer the door.
Okay. Hey, what's up? Cool. Still wearing that mask, huh? So Copernicus has got this really interesting mission thing that he wants people to go on, and we definitely need some protection from somebody with a good sword. So I was wondering if you maybe want to come with.
You and me?
Sure. And Copernicus apparently. So this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, all right. We can do that.
Sweet.
I don't even know which world we're going back to, actually.
We're going back to the first one
Ishmar.
with all the Ishmar. Thank you, Hondo. That's not here.
Well, as long as you make sure to buy me a tort, I'm all on it.
Okay, if I can reach the counter. Can't believe I'm doing this
Oh,
voluntarily.
you're gonna be cute and small again.
So we go to the lab.
You two, what are you doing?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Thane sees the library and the different rooms and decides to start opening doors and seeing what he can
Wait,
see.
just like as far as the eye can see, wherever there's a door, just open it.
Yep, I'm just exploring, just
All right.
seeing the rooms.
You open a door. Immediately, it's different inside. It's like you're walking into a barn. The ground is dirt mixed with straw and hay. There's different stalls. Everything's built with wood. There's a loft full of bales of hay.
And it smells
and
terrible.
a very pungent smell.
Well, I think I should open these doors to air it out. I can't
Yeah,
stand the
right?
smell. Yeah, I'll go open the big door. It's another
Okay.
door. Gotta open it.
Okay. When you open the big doors, it's just whiteness, just like outside the cafe.
As you guys are doing that, Hondo's still a little. I mean, the reason why he punched Isaac was because he doesn't really trust this. Well, he doesn't trust him. Secondly, one of his what's it called?
Hindrances.
Hindrances is doubting Thomas
Ooh.
and stubborn. So he's both of those things.
Wow.
Real quick, just so everybody knows, the hindrances and edges are a Savage Worlds game mechanic. Edges are things that make your character a little bit better. Like I have one called Trademark Weapon that means every time I use my laser pistol to shoot, I get a +1 to my shooting rolls. But there are also hindrances, which can affect you mechanically, but can also affect you just in a roleplay sense. So I've got one called Curious, so that's why Isaac explores things and asks questions all the time. I'm just playing to that aspect of the character. They're not all as positive as Curiosity, and even Curiosity can get you into some bad situations, depending on how you use it. There are some, like, blind and things like that, but they affect your character negatively, and when you roleplay to those aspects of your character, the GM, can reward you, and we'll get into the specifics of that a little bit later.
So he's not trusting them at all, and he wants to just kind of
A solitary walk.
yeah. He walks around, but he doesn't know at all what's happening inside the cafe. He sees outside, and he's just like, I'm just gonna go see if there's anything out there. So he just decides to go for a walk. So he opens the front door. He hears the jingle.
Mm-hmm.
Angie is at the counter and she just looks disapprovingly at you and then kind of stands in between you and the espresso machine.
What's left of
Is it fixed?
Yeah. No, there's a new one.
The next one's going to be behind bulletproof glass.
And you're not allowed to have any.
Yeah.
As you exit the cafe, it is just vast whiteness. And you can't even distinguish like a horizon line or where the sky would be.
I walk forward. What happens? Does the cafe disappear?
It gets a little bit farther, I guess. I mean, it's proportionate to the number of steps you took. It's not like it.
disappear, yeah.
As you look back at the cafe, you actually notice you don't see like an adjoining hotel. You don't see adjoining like
Okay, that was my next
rooms.
question. It just looks like a 1960s type cafe.
Exactly, like a diner cafe type thing. But a little ways off, you actually see a stable.
Deal.
All right.
What?
Yeah.
So I walk towards the stable
Okay.
because it looks familiar to me.
It does. And it does look like the type of stable that would be from your time. You're approaching the stable, and suddenly, exploding from these open barn doors, is Thane on a horse. And the horse looks more like it's in control than Thane does.
I'm on a horse.
He looks really cool on it. Like,
Is that what you shout as he comes in?
That's what Thane shouts.
So do you like ride right by me?
Yep, I ride.
He doesn't know how to stop.
I don't know how to steer or stop.
yeah. In fact, you watch as this horse just rides off with him.
Shit! How does it stop?
And Hondo just watches it happen and just gets a little chuckle. Hondo runs to the barn stable and he tries to find another horse.
Okay, there's 4 other horses.
Hondo knows how to do this.
Yeah. There's a saddle right there. Are you trained in ride?
So I have a D4.
So you roll a d4 and a d6.
Right, so every skill you have has a dice associated with it, whether it's a D4, D6, D8, D10, D12. I think that's the most you can have. So every time you have to make a skill check, I think in Savage Worlds they call it a trait test. We'll use it interchangeably because we've been going through so many rule sets. But anyway, you roll the dice associated with your skill, but you also get to roll a D6 whenever you do anything. It's called a wildcard die. Sometimes we'll call it a hero die, but it gives you an alternate number to get, because whenever you roll something in Savage Worlds, your usual target number is 4. That means that you succeeded. The GM can make tests harder or easier for you depending on how much exposure your character would have had to what they're currently doing, or if they're under a lot of pressure and strain, things will be harder, things could be easier. So he can impose a -2 or -4, or a +2, or in some weird rare cases, maybe even a +4 to alter the difficulty. But your target number is usually a 4. So you roll your skill die. If I roll a D8 and I get a 3, that sucks. But I also get my hero die. So I roll that and I get a 4, which is awesome. So I can choose to go with either result. They don't add together. You just choose one or the other, but it's there as sort of a backup, a just in case kind of thing. It's kind of a weird thing to get used to, but it's also pretty cool.
I knew it was going to happen. I got a 1 and a 2.
You do this every day.
Sure.
I guess
did
that's fine. You're fine. So you quickly, and you're super overjoyed to be doing this again.
Uh-huh.
You quickly
Yeah.
grab a saddle, throw it on a very fine looking horse,
Hondo is stoked. He hasn't
Yeah.
he hasn't been on a horse for
Yeah.
for months.
And
right?
you actually have the horse like in motion before you're even completely on the saddle.
Oh, and I
like,
just swing my leg over and I just get on.
You have the reins off to one side.
Yeah, everything's comfortable.
Everything is back. The mojo's back.
Wait a second. Are you saying Hondo doesn't ride cross-legged?
No, it doesn't.
Side saddle?
Side saddle. Cross-legged.
Like an idiot.
So you're going to
terminology.
you're going to try to catch up to Thane
Yes.
and stop his horse from running off into the wild.
That is what I'm
Into
trying to
literally
do. Yes.
nothing.
Roll a ride again. What'd you get?
2s and 2s.
I'm going to say that you caught up to them. Stopping another horse from your horseback is not something you do every day.
Sure.
So it's going to be a little bit harder. So
Okay.
now roll.
This is so fun.
I think it would also be still ride to see how you can handle
I
his.
would still be riding because I'm trying to be
You're trying to
proficient
get
at
his horse
riding
to stop.
and stop his horse from riding as well. 4.
Did you get a 4 on the D4?
I got a 4 on 6.
Oh, okay.
4 is all you needed. So you were able to stop Thane's horse.
Yes.
Thane, how do you feel about
Whoa,
that?
honey.
Yeah. So
I
the
did
both
it,
the horse-
Hondo. I rode a horse.
How did you find this place?
I'm good at this. I just was walking through doors and there's a stable. Saw a horse. Had to jump on it, of course. Of course.
A horse, of course. There it is.
Both of you kind of notice that you're pretty far off.
Can
Okay.
we see
Now.
the cafe or the
You can
stable?
see the cafe and the stable in the distance, but nothing else. You are only surrounded by whiteness.
How far do you think this goes?
Well, let's see. Are you guys doing the same at the same time?
Yeah, Kieran, I can't find Hondo or Thane. I thought they'd want to come on this fun adventure, but they're just gone. I don't know.
I mean, do you think we can just handle it, the three of us?
Yeah, probably. Copernicus seems pretty hell-bent on getting this done ASAP, so...
What is taking so long?
Comes out of the lab.
Where is everybody?
Copernicus, do you have any combat skill at all?
Oh, that's why I'm bringing Isaac and I suppose you.
Worst case, we'll just get Rylatar. He'll be fine.
True, true.
If you're changing the histories or changing the memories and all that stuff, you would know Rattata, right?
It kind of fixes itself as he puts things back into place.
And maybe that's
So he
the
doesn't know
problem.
exactly how it's doing it, but
Mhm.
it's supposed to. I mean, we'll see. He's kind of letting the universe heal itself a little bit, just with some. It's almost like putting antibiotic on a cut. Your body's going to heal it. You're just kind of giving it a push in the right direction or whatever.
Okay, so Kelsey and I are in the lab. Kieran and I are in the lab. Kieran and I are in the lab.
Everything is ready.
All right, hopefully it's not a bad thing to be short-handed. Let's go.
Should not be much confrontation, right?
Right, no, it's a peaceful world where nothing ever goes wrong and there's no bad people.
You have your sword, you have laser gun.
I do, yeah. I love the lasers.
Okay. Step on to trigger.
So he pushes a bunch of buttons and like sets a lot of switches, it seems like, and then it's like when you set the camera on timer and then you have to run and get into the picture real quick. So he like sets it and then he like runs over into the infinity trigger and he's just standing there and he's like,
What am I supposed to hold on to now?
I know, right?
the picture solidifies once again and
Man, I really hope leaving this lab empty was a good idea. Slam.
Slam was not his intention for it to be empty.
So Hondo gets off of his horse and then just kind of grabs onto Thane's horse as well and just kind of holds them there and holds the neck of the horse because that's where they're comforted and stuff. So that's where he touches there, just kind of make sure that they're calm, and he's just trying to create a bond here that everyone's going to be comfortable. This whole place is crazy, right? I don't know what your plan is, but I'm just kind of walking next to my horse because he just went for a nice long run. So
Yeah.
I'm giving a little break.
Toward
Nice.
toward the white nothingness away from the
Away
cafe.
from the cafe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Both of you roll a notice.
Damn it. Really? Cool.
You would roll your skill, whatever that is, and a d6 along with it, and take whatever is higher.
From 2d6s, I got a 2.
What? I don't have proficiency in notice, so I have a -2.
Ooh.
The highest I rolled is a 5, so that's negative or a 3.
You could use a Benny. They do not keep after sessions.
Yeah, I'll use
We
a
What is
Benny
a
reset.
on this one.
session?
Sitting down to play.
What does a Benny do?
Benny lets you re-roll
Or it stops you from dying in combat.
if you use them to suck up damage. You're using them to re-roll.
I'll use my Benny.
All right, what'd you get?
Got the exact same roll.
The exact same roll?
I rolled one higher on the D4, but
Alex also just paid up a Benny. Short for benefits. They can be anything, really, just some kind of marker. We use poker chips, and everybody gets 3 at the start of each session. They can use them, yeah, like we said, for any reroll or to soak up damage during combat. Super useful, and Isaac has the edge, very lucky, so he gets 2 extra at the start of each session, and Hondo has the edge lucky, so he gets 1 extra per session.
5.
Good. I can work with that.
You can work with that.
In the whiteness of nowhere, you can see dark dots clear off in the distance is where the cafe is. But then as you look in the opposite direction, you see a little bit of like a heat rising off the desert or in the road where it makes that weird kind of ripple
Mirage,
effect, a
I think.
mirage type thing. You see a
not a
little bit of
mirage.
maybe a distortion in that and farther off. You do. Thane
I do.
sees nothing.
Yeah, and I ask him, Thane, do you see that?
No, what?
There's a little bit of a like heat coming off of a desert.
Now
Right
I
up
see
there.
it.
You
Yeah,
see it now?
now that he points
Okay.
it out to you.
Well, we got to go find out what it is, right?
Yeah, let's.
Can we make a makeshift flag out of like a jacket I'm wearing?
On the ground?
on the what do we have that's stiff? Don't make that joke. No, I drop a bullet and then we go 20 feet, and I drop another bullet and go
Oh,
20
okay.
feet. I actually have a rope.
Yeah, you can rub your
Usually it's like
rub
a
your
50
rub
to
your
100.
rope into pieces.
Well, if I rub my rope into pieces or I leave a bullet, it's the same situation.
A piece of rope would be bigger than
thicker and possibly longer.
Let's
do that.
I
Okay.
hate
There's
this.
so many jokes. I don't know what's
Yep.
going on here.
So I rub my rope and I cut a piece off. I leave it on the ground every 20 feet. Let's leave a breadcrumb trail and let's go towards that.
That's a good idea. We don't want to get lost out here.
Yeah. So Hondo gets back on his horse and he just starts cutting into pieces. And he drops one, and he makes sure as he looks back that it's like in a line leading straight back to where I can see the dot still.
So, where are me and Kelsey?
So you guys land actually on the road to Ishmar. Immediately, though,
Oh man, it's the stick I made for Rylatar.
Isaac is once again halfling, dressed just as you were before the last time. Not Kelsey. Kieran, damn it.
Kelsey's an
I had a
Asmar.
point.
Or
Yes.
Kieran.
Standing
Guys,
in between
You're back
you.
in D&D.
Yeah.
I know, it's so
you
crazy.
are back into the world of D&D.
That's cool.
And standing between you is Copernicus Strat, dressed in all of the regalia of a mighty king, including crown and jewels, and a long flowing cape made of soft tanned
What?
pelt of a giant tiger.
What did he build for himself? This is awesome.
He would. He would.
And there's like some people behind you and some wagons and stuff that seem like they're wearing the same crest that he has.
What
On
a
his,
pretentious
outfit.
asshole.
Yeah. Not enough kingship to go around, eh?
Oh, I'm King of Canada, of course.
And behind you is like,
Oh, this is the royal party of Canada. We are traveling, yes?
Yeah.
Canada, of course.
bet.
of course.
Something tells me it's just about time for the welcome wagon, the Ishmar to meet. What's it called? A Royal Congregation for Canada. Royal Congregation from Canada. I just stand there and ramble on, figure out what
Okay,
I'm
don't
supposed to
hurt
say.
yourself. Just stop.
But the king did say
we're
he
going-
wanted to meet.
Yes, he
I
did.
thought it was only your size that became diminutive.
Oh! Oh, he's side joke. Side joke is funny.
Yeah, you get. Do you get it? Do you need me to explain it to you?
No, it's okay.
Okay. I hate being short. Okay, so we head off to Ishmar. I'm looking down at my D&D character sheet. It's weird. It's weird. Yeah, we're back, audience members. Kelsey and I are using our D&D character sheets now again.
And I'm a little jealous.
If universe correct itself like should have, then we get to Ishmar and nobody know who you are.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows who Canada is.
Nobody knows, but they will after this. I have to fix again.
Oh my gosh.
Right. We're
yes,
just
because I have kingdom now. There is kingdom to the north.
The mythical land of. Oh my god.
The no longer mythical.
wow. Really, just the universe is one big sandbox for you, huh?
No, I mean I fix later.
In Copernicus's mind, everything that we did should have been rewritten so that it was like done by other people, or our
Yeah.
names were never mentioned.
Isaac-
Nobody would know who Isaac is anymore
If
because
this is work,
because
if it
yeah.
worked.
Okay, so we head on over to Ishmar. Is it far?
It's not far. You guys are like kind of in the trees. You remember coming here the last time you were recruited for the army, and
Mhm.
you like got through the tree line and saw the kingdom in the distance. That's about where you're at now.
Okay.
We can either walk or ride in the carriage.
Is the royal party that's with us?
He just seems to have
Picked up randos.
drafted some random people into his little plot. So
Okay. Yeah, let's jump in the caravan. Let's jump in the caravan.
No, you guys should take the time to get to know each one of those
Royalty
people.
for sure.
Right.
I don't get this at all, so
all right, there's soldiers around. Like you're feel pretty safe and secure. There's like food in the
Wow.
in the carriage.
I
Nice.
feel bad that Hondo and Thane are missing about on this, but I guess we don't really need to defend
Oh,
ourselves.
no. I'm sure they're having time of life in cafe.
Shit.
You hear up in the
Why does this start? Stop.
Is my affinity ring malfunctioning?
And you guys actually pull up to the gates, and the guards all
Announce yourselves.
Canada's here. Hey.
Oh, it's you. Oh, the delegation from Canada.
Yeah. Oh no.
Open the gate. That doesn't count. I don't know if he recognized you or if he's going along with what I put in universe this time.
That doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
That does not count.
I get excited when he says it though, and I pull out the infinity ring.
Yeah. I was just about to do that. Go ahead.
Okay.
It's like, what is this? What do you do?
Hello?
Is that?
Canada's here.
Is this? Oh, the
my
delegation
gosh.
from Canada.
It's Kieran, your favorite.
And Isaac,
Oh.
I'm here too. You're...
Oh yeah, and Isaac. I brought the fun
Hey,
size.
no leading the witness.
Oh, right. And what's my name?
Well, we'll open the gates now. We'll be out to meet you in a moment, or perhaps you should come up to the castle.
Hey, do you think you could get Ed Hart to make some torts while we're here?
Oh, yes. He made a fresh batch this morning.
You're my favorite.
All right.
Kieran's just excited. She's
Gates
like,
open, and you guys
"I
come
love
through the
this place."
street, and there's people just, hooray! And they're cheering and throwing things.
Canada.
I
You
should
guys,
not be excited for everything that's happening right now
Yeah.
because of why we're here, but I'm all about it.
Yeah.
So while she's cheering, Copernicus and I are just in the back seat with our mouths agape because this shouldn't be happening, right?
Mhm.
I motion to the droves of crowds.
I'm
That are
not sure.
cheering.
It's first time that the kingdoms are meeting. It is possible is generic cheering.
This is so cool. I'm sorry.
We don't know.
Generic cheering.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just some of that generic cheering that
They're
the kingdoms
cheering
do.
for a new kingdom arriving.
Yeah, just a random kingdom they've
a
never heard about Canada.
friending of between kingdoms.
All
Are you
right.
Word for
kidding?
this.
We're the heroes of Canada. They know us. Watch, they will treat us so good.
You guys travel quite a ways towards this ripple.
Okay.
Finally, it's weird. Like the ground starts to kind of incline like you're climbing a mountain or a hill, but there's no indication that there's a mountain or a hill. As you reach the top, or it starts to level out, I mean, looking back, you don't see cafe at
The
all.
spec's gone.
Yeah, you just see this kind of semi-dotted line leading back to where you came from. You guys see metal pieces sticking out of the ground, about like 3 feet tall.
It's like 20 feet in front of us, or
Yeah, it's
Like
Okay.
sheet
It's
metal.
it's just on
or
the other side of
rebar
the
or-
thing. No,
Yeah,
it's
is it
more like
like-
sheets of metal.
Like sheets.
but it's sticking out of the ground. Okay, Hondo gets off his horse and goes to investigate.
Yeah.
All right. The carriage comes to a stop at the like rolling red carpet leading up the steps to the palace proper, at the top of which is standing King Lancel Rufus and his advisors, and people are cheering and they're like, "Oh, hooray, the heroes of Canada!" We're like,
Don't know if that is still could be generic.
Oh my gosh.
but immediately, like in a slight breach of protocol, King Lancel Rufus comes down the stairs and embraces immediately, like you two, and he's like,
Oh, it's so
"Welcome
Oh.
back, Isaac and Kieran."
That's so good to see you, man. Let me introduce our King Skywalker. King Skywalker.
I
of
forgot
Canada.
about that.
Is that what you guys called it?
Yes,
we
it
did.
is.
What is Skywalker?
You are, of course.
You're Skywalker.
Big kidder.
Hello.
And then he's like,
Okay, so you know who these two are.
and the king's like, "Oh yes, they were very helpful. They actually are quite renowned around the kingdom now as saviors."
You hear that? We're saviors.
Yep, I hear it. I hear.
And he's like he's looking at his watch thing and typing some things in, and it's making beep noises. Immediately from down the way, like behind you guys, you hear this, "Hi," and you like turn around and there's this really like shapely, young, beautiful woman in like regalia. She's got the crest of Canada on the front of her outfit, and she just is all decked out in jewels and stuff.
I just sigh.
That is Queen of Canada. That is my wife.
Wait a second. I
Wait.
pull him aside. I just pull him his arm and his chest down to where I can talk to him because
you're short.
to eye level because I'm short. You're messing with an entire universe so you can give yourself a wife?
Okay, in my defense, I was like 85% sure the timeline could be fixed afterward. I made Kingdom of Canada. I live. She pretty much run place now. I make her queen.
You are permanently installing a Kingdom of Canada in a universe where there's not supposed to be one.
Yeah, okay. I probably should not have made Kingdom. I concede that fact.
Why am I more upset about this than you?
I don't know. For such a young man, you are very uptight.
It's all the anger just condensed
Condensed
down.
down into
halfling form. As you guys are talking, King Lancel's talking with Kieran. He's like, and you've arrived just in time for my birthday celebrations.
Oh my god!
Like, oh, damn it.
I'm so excited that we're here for this.
You will be my honored guests. The Kingdom of Canada will forever have a friendship with the Kingdom of Ishmael.
Why do you look so upset? You are the king of Canada, and we're here on Lancel's birthday.
I don't think she
yeah,
understands how big of a
no,
deal this is.
We'll talk later.
And the wife is all, oh, honey.
No, we cannot speak right now. Please to go and enjoy the birthday celebration.
Some of the royal guards and pages escort her up the stairs.
No, this is not good.
No.
And he's typing away. So
I'm not ready to leave. I have not collected enough information on what is happening.
I hope it's one of those royal things where they give presents for their birthday instead of the other way around, because I didn't bring anything.
Oh yeah. But also he has this thing on his watch where he can just make things appear.
Yeah.
oh, he can't remotely work the infinity trigger. That's why they got to leave when the alarm starts to go off.
Oh.
Well, then where
He
did
already
the wife?
made
Well, then where did the
wife.
wife
No,
come
the
from?
wife was already in the caravan.
Okay,
She was a
okay.
few.
You tapped on your watch.
Oh
and
no,
then-
he's trying to sorry, the tapping on his watch was him trying to collect data
Okay.
on what was
okay.
going on.
I wasn't going to sleep with her. Just, I want that put out there.
Oh yeah, you just wanted to look, huh? And I go
Mhm.
inside the kingdom
Yeah.
So
castle.
as we're walking in, I pull out a shriek rock from my bag.
Oh no.
So far away land I was in, I found one of these, and I bought like 10 of them. So actually, I found like 10 of them. I want you to have one. Me to you.
He's like, well, thank you. What a thoughtful gift. It
They're
really looks like
very-
you picked a rock up along the way, Indril. It is a little bit prettier though, and smooth, and yeah.
Well, and
If
you
you
can like
throw it,
throw it.
it makes the worst noise in the world.
Mhm.
It will distract your enemies, and you can escape with your life.
Really? As soon as you guys enter the grand hall, he throws it. And it makes this shrieking sound across the
Reverberating across
Yeah.
the kingdom.
Echoing.
all the party guests are like, ah, and they're like covering their ears, and like a gasping halt of all conversations happens.
And you lecture me about what I am not supposed to do in another universe.
You're like the dad.
You two, what are you doing?
Should I roll?
You guys don't need to roll anything. I mean, you're just walking up to the. So when you guys get close to it, you see that they look like they were maybe pieces of a machine or just pieces of something. Kind of matches Copernicus's lab, but there's been words etched on them.
What did they say?
How do I scroll? How do I read?
You just read.
You just go up and read
If
one.
they're in a language you can
You
understand.
just tell me you go up and read one.
Yeah.
Left to right, top to bottom, group words to form sentences.
Oh, letters make a word.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so we walk up to read.
There seems to be like a common language thread throughout most of the multiverse where you guys have this language. You can kind of see most of the stuff that Copernicus writes. It's like for you, it's English, but
Okay.
you've
Does it
come to
just say
realize,
It's the TARDIS.
or for other people, it's common or whatever. It's
Sure.
like this standard kind of thing. So
Does it just say probably?
probably no. They actually seem to be makeshift graves. One says Denton Strat. One says Fionita Merriweather. One says Grandiferate Smalls. And one says Duckins Vernon. And there's one that says Priscilla Strat.
That is intense.
And there looks like there are dried up flowers on the graves.
Well, I think we found what happened to Copernicus's team.
We found where they lay. We don't know what happened.
Question: is the ground disturbed near the graves?
The ground does not seem disturbed at all.
Or is it just a representation of something that
Yeah.
he left somewhere?
Josh is like, you guys aren't here, so shut up.
No, I mean,
Sorry.
Does it look like a grave, like someone was buried here?
it looks like a memorial marker of
Yes.
some
Okay.
sort.
Yes.
Hondo looks at the graves and is like, well, I see flowers, but how would you bury someone out here? These names, I mean, they're familiar, right? Priscilla.
Priscilla Strat.
It's either a daughter or a wife or sister or something, right?
Or grandma.
Her grandma
Or
her
a
mom.
Beloved aunt. You guys hear a sound, very sharp, sudden sound right next to you.
Hondo, immediately looks right next to him and goes,
Yep.
puts his hand on his gun.
Oh, okay.
I do the same, and blades come out.
Pop
Flip
out.
off the ground.
Yep.
You guys see Bubda. And
Hell?
as he sees you guys, he jumps. Ah! He's like got an armful of flowers, like wrapped up flowers. Just Bubda.
Bubda, how did you get here?
Oh, I use the door. He kind of looks behind. He looks behind.
Oh
and
my
there's
gosh.
the hill that you guys kind of crest. There's like a doorway there.
Bubda, we just rode for hours coming here.
Oh, yes, no. The door is by the cafe.
I guess can we bring the horses through the door?
Yeah, we're doing it.
Bubda, what are you doing?
I was looking at doorway, and but I find this door to here. It looked like dead people here, so I started bringing flowers.
Why?
Oh,
I don't know why people bring flowers.
So whoever this is, they don't mean anything to you?
No, I don't read in common.
All right. Have you told Copernicus about this place?
No. Mostly he tell Bob to be quiet and stand in corner. Sometimes he say, bring coffee. And sometimes he say, clean up coffee when you drop it on the floor. Sometimes he say, stand still while I stick needle in Bob's arm.
Does Copernicus ever come here? Have you ever seen him come through this door?
No. There's a lot of doors that I never see him go into.
Why don't you show us and then we'll go get a drink together?
Okay. You're my friendo. First we
Friendo!
put the flowers on the grave.
All right. When you put the flowers on the grave, I'll read out what the names are.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, that's
And
interesting.
then we ride our horse into the cafe.
Well,
Do you through the door?
I'm not
Yep.
gonna ride it. I'm gonna walk
I'm
in it.
riding
But I
my
love
horse
this.
in.
You're so excited by riding the horse.
Yep.
Do
Every
you
chance
want to
I
ride
get-
through this door, or do you want to ride all the way back?
No, I want to ride through the door.
So what are you guys doing?
We go into the castle for the birthday party.
So inside, like other kingdoms are there, like delegations from other kingdoms are there that are friends with Ishmar, and they start presenting gifts up to the king.
I know he's fake kingdom, but we should not let Canada look bad.
Can you summon in the Infinitrunk?
Not from here. What do you have on you?
I don't even have my laser gun because the Infinitrunk didn't. Oh, I got it. But you're gonna have to trust me.
Oh, I do not like the sound of this.
So are they like going up to him and presenting?
Yeah,
king
one at a time.
Okay.
And there's a guy there announcing like the astounding kingdom of blah blah.
Okay, so I do nothing until they call our name.
And the delegation from the kingdom of Canada.
Okay, I immediately stand up and grab the tiger skin that is draped on Copernicus.
Oh man.
And I run up to.
Oh, trust you, he tell me to trust him.
All right, so you presented.
Yeah, and I say, King Lancel Rufus, from my home. This is a royal skin worn by the king himself, and made of the skin of a rare beast that only can be found in the northernmost kingdom. And I present it to you as a symbol of our friendship and a gift on your birthday. And I kneel and hold it up. I'm more than fine rolling.
Deceit.
See.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good too.
We're in
but are,
D&D,
is that
remember?
even in?
That's right. We're in
D&D?
D&D.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I'm cool with this.
I'm cool.
Deception roll.
I hope it's not confusing our listeners.
I know, right?
We're in Dungeons and Dragons now, so I'm rolling a deception check off my Dungeons and Dragons character sheet with a D20. This episode is great. I got a 15.
Okay. Oh, that is very, very nice. Oh, what a fine quality.
Okay.
Soft tanned pelt.
And may I? And then I go up the stairs to where his throne is,
Mm-hmm.
and then motion for him to walk down a couple stairs,
Okay.
and then I drape it on his shoulders.
Oh, okay.
Over
All
what
right.
he's wearing already.
He indulges you just because you're the hero of Canada,
Yeah.
like the hero of the kingdom. So, and all of the guests are like, "Oh yes," and they clap a little bit.
I go back to my seat. Happy
Right.
birthday!
Yeah. And Copernicus immediately stands up from his seat.
And also, on behalf of the proud people of Canada, and to show our heritage as well as our affinity for you as a king, my compatriot, very nimble-footed Isaac, would like to perform for you the traditional dance of happiness from the land of Canada. Any music that you play, upbeat music will do. He will do the dance for you if it is pleasing to the king. And
The king's like, oh, yes, that would be very delightful. I'd love to see a Canadian dance.
Oh, I'd love to see it too.
I think we all would. Yeah.
I definitely would have liked to see one before now.
So he like motions to his minstrels and the band. They look like they're preparing to play.
He's quite a pranker, this Copernicus.
This isn't over.
So they start playing a tune, a very like upbeat kind of medieval sounding tune.
I'm gonna roll a performance roll. I'm just gonna dance. I'm gonna make it up.
All right, do the Macarena.
Do the Macarena. Oh, actually,
What'd you get?
well, I was gonna do something funny if I failed, but I got a 20. Not a nat 20, but a 20.
Oh, even Copernicus is like, oh,
And the whole
goodness.
time, I'm just glancing over Copernicus every now and then.
Yeah, you're dancing very well, by the way.
It's elegant and
Yeah,
he's
and,
graceful.
He's got the queen on his arm, and she's like, oh, he's so graceful. Like, oh yes, he's very, very. Ugh. All right.
It's kind of funny to see too because you're a halfling, so you got those big old hairy feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you are nimble like,
It's like
a
a
butterfly.
jaunty jig. Yeah. And so when you're done, like immediately everybody erupts in thunderous applause, including the king, Lancel Rufus. And Copernicus actually he gives it to you. He claps.
A golf clap.
Touche.
Never corner a Wexler.
Never corner a Wexler. That is our new button.
That's true, though. Think
right.
of Barbara, yeah, for sure.
Barbara.
Yeah, serious. She'll throw a shrieking rock right at your
Yep, she
face.
will.
Right at your head. All right. Copernicus leans over to you and he's like,
Okay, I've gathered some information on universe. It looks like that the universe itself is keeping the changes from happening. You know what this means? The universe wants them to remember it.
Okay, that's really weird.
I think it have reason for this.
But we're good, right? Like, it's not going to cause more damage.
No,
But we-
the universe has accepted these like grafted branches onto existing tree.
Successful transplant. All right. Well, but we're not. I mean, we can't abuse. No more magical kingdoms appearing out of nothing.
Okay,
and-
that was I already expressed my regret for such action. I thought it was going to go away. I agree with you. No more grand actions.
So we are making permanent changes, but as long as we take care of the void and the artifacts, no lasting harm can come to these people.
No, not from broken multiverse, but whatever they do to themselves is on them.
from the beginning, Copernicus has expressed the idea that the universe is a living, kind of organic, flowing thing that he was trying to respect and he's trying to fix. And so, if the universe is keeping something, then to Copernicus that's significant. So.
Okay.
New protocol. It's day of new protocols. I would like for you to take leave behind an infinity ring to every universe you go.
I don't think that's going to be a problem.
I mean, we're 2 out of 2 so far.
Yeah, we're on top of that.
If there is problem that seems like caused by multiverse, we can be notified.
Could we modify the infinity rings so that they can communicate with us directly to the cafe? I mean, that would be a lot easier to hear if there was a problem, right?
Exactly. I give them low-level tiger stripe thing.
I guess we just wait for the festivities to die down and eat some of that delicious
Yeah.
cake.
Yep. There is delicious cake wheeled in on a cart, a ginormous cake by Et Hart himself.
Oh, man.
Oh, I've devised a brand new dessert for you, Your Highness. It has got strawberries. I know how you love strawberries. Everybody gets like, just astounded by this amazing cake. And there's dancing, and there's feasting, and there's meeting of foreign dignitaries, and
Party
you guys are
favors?
now a party favors.
Yeah, what do we get?
Mostly just like riches and things. Like there's
Riches.
jewel encrusted chalices
cool.
that all
Okay.
of
Oh,
the guests
so neat.
take home.
So we get that stuff, and then I sneak 2 or 3 pieces of cake into my bag.
all right.
If I can wrap them in something like a napkin or
Okay.
cloth
Yeah,
or
there's like
something.
napkins around.
Try to
you.
keep them as intact as possible.
I like the idea that you're just stealing a napkin as well. You guys take everything, and the festivities are kind of dying down. And Copernicus's wife, air quotes, like demands dances, and she seems to get a little bit more tipsy than should technically be allowed.
Like, full disclosure, she was prostitute before I do this.
She existed before?
I don't invent invent people.
And you altered her mind?
Just their lives and their stories. And
She's much happier this way. I try to make happiness wherever I go.
Oh, okay, thanks God.
There was just like an on the fringes, like little community of like really poor peasants that all of a sudden are now royal.
I know, right?
They had to go north to dodge prosecution
Right.
and for their beliefs.
These poor people, and now they have an entire kingdom with a stronghold palace. And
This can't
Yeah.
go wrong.
no, what could I have possibly done? That's oh,
Dear Lord.
the king is kind of like, oh, I'm getting tired. Thank you for coming. I'm going to retire to my chambers now. And
We follow him.
you follow him, and the guards kind of like block your way a little bit. And they're like,
The king wants to be alone.
Oh, I'm so sorry. There's just Canadian tradition. There's just a private goodbye is what it's called. You have to, the host of every party, you got to find them after it and tell them how much you enjoyed their event and you wish them well.
roll them dice.
it's also a lie.
Either
Let's do a
way.
persuasion.
Okay. Nat 20.
Okay. The guards, knowing that you are two of the heroes of Ishmar or Canada or whatever the F we're going with now, they like part ways and let you, and they're like, okay, make it quick. If you're not back here in a little while, we're coming up after you.
You got it, Steve.
Is his name really Steve?
No idea. I just do that sometimes. Sometimes it works.
You guys hurry up the stairs and catch up to King Lancel as he's getting off towards his chambers. Sorry, did I forget something?
Canadian thing, private goodbye. I just wanted to say how much we enjoyed your party. Thanks for having us. It was we wish you well on your day.
Oh, yes. I rather enjoyed your dance. I'd like to visit the Kingdom of Canada at some point.
We would love to have you.
Learn all about your culture.
We wanted to give you one last gift, and then I turned to Copernicus.
Oh, yes. Actually, can I see the ring that you have that we gave you last time we here?
Okay, yes. And he like takes it off. He's like, it's a very strange piece of magical artifact. I could hear you without a sending spell.
Oh yeah, he's very commonplace in Canada.
And he like seems to be doing some stuff to the ring, like he's pulled out some tools from his ginormous TSD, and he's like tweaking it.
Got a
and
pocket
stuff.
knife in there.
Probably grumbling about this like on the
Right.
spot work.
Kieran, give me your ring.
Sure.
He slams it on the ground and it breaks. And he like pulls like the little battery out and sticks it into the king's, and he's like,
Isaac,
Okay.
your king demands it.
I I toss it to him.
he breaks it and pulls out the battery and like adds it in and maybe a little bit of the circuitry or whatever in it. And he gives it back to the king. He's like,
This is very special ring, as you already know, but I have increased the magic on it. Please, if there is great need for the heroes to come to your aid, please to call on this ring. The magic is used by intention.
and then he kind of explains how to use the ring to the guy.
And he's like, but please, only when things seem most hopeless for this particular kind of call.
I mean, unless you're feeling lonely, you can probably call me too.
There's
So we
probably
just
a
came
battery
from
there.
a world that was really depressive
Yeah,
and
this
like
feels real
presses
good.
down.
Yeah.
Like she's on cloud 9 right
Yeah.
now.
That's
Like,
true.
she feels like herself
Yeah.
and better at
cool.
the moment. So
Because Call of
she's
Cthulhu
just
was
all
pretty
over this.
oppressed.
Yeah.
King Lancel is like, I think I understand. I really appreciate the trust that comes with this. Will you be staying the night?
We gotta get going. It's a long ride back to Canada.
Yes, the queen is drunk, and when she's drunk, she might throw up on your floor. Okay, let's just go.
It was very great to see you both again, and I will call if I need anything.
I shake his hand.
Yeah, and he shakes and kind of warmly smiles. And
I'm gonna give him a hug.
Aw, he accepts it and hugs
Sweet.
back. Yeah.
Okay, let's get the hell out of here.
So you guys go through the doors, and like immediately you're in this hallway. You're not really sure where in the cafe it is.
Is it dark? Is it lit?
No,
Or is
it's
it-
lit. Like it's
Okay.
all just normal cafe type.
Bub, do you know how to get back to the pasture, the stables?
But I don't know what that is.
Isaac? Or nope.
Nope.
Thane?
No idea.
Yeah, I could probably find my way back.
You get to a point where you're walking through the lobby of the hotel with your horses,
Okay.
and all the hotel guests or the other people around or the workers just kind of stare at you.
Let's leave
Question:
let's
Are
leave
there
him
other
here.
people, or are there just workers?
Not other
No,
guests.
not other
Yes.
guests. Like
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Good.
Let's leave the horses here.
I like it. We take him to the concierge and say, "Can you take care of these?"
Oh,
for us?"
oh crap. Andre Brewer, hotel
Andre Brewer.
concierge. Like, oh, good
don't-
afternoon,
okay.
gentlemen. May I take your horses?
That's very kind of you. Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
please,
I'll make
please.
sure that we get them taken back to the stable for you. And he kind of like snaps a finger and like gets some bellhops over.
Mighty kind of you, Andre. Thanks.
All right, let's get back to the cafe.
As you guys go down the stairs, there's the queen, drunk off of her butt, hugging everybody in sight.
Good news, you rule Canada now.
Oh, maybe we should institute some sort of new ruler. Any ideas?
Ed Hart.
Hard.
Who else?
Oh, did he make our torts?
Okay, yeah. So he's got them waiting for you. In
Sweet. I've got a sweet box of torts. to bring
Hey,
back.
Copernicus, as we're walking and grabbing the packages from Matt Hart. Thanks, man. We know this captain of the guard, Pearson Galathiel. He was
Pearson
he was a pretty good guy.
Excellent idea. Where is he now?
Right there.
you boy.
I point across the great
He's
hall.
dancing with the
Right.
queen.
No, actually, there is. He just out of luck happened to be walking by at the time with a guard delegation trying to make sure that everyone's safe at the festivities or whatever.
Yep.
So you approach
Pearson Galathiel.
Pearson Galathiel.
Welcome back. I didn't get time to talk to you guys earlier.
No,
when
it's
you
good
were
to see
here.
you're doing okay.
I didn't realize that you were part of the delegation from Canada.
Surprise, Copernicus. You want to jump in here? Or...
No, you are the most persuasive.
Listen, I got a little opportunity for you. I know that Ishmar has been good to you, and you're a top-notch captain of the guard, but your command experience. I mean, here's the deal: our king is going on leave. He's going to be gone for a little while. We need somebody to step in. He doesn't have any heirs, unfortunately. Try as he might, but
And we are moving on.
but there's a spot that's like a foreign exchange program, but for kings, and he's going away. We don't have anybody to take over, so we were wondering maybe if you want to take a whack at watching over the kingdom while he's gone.
Keep the queen safe. Pretty much run kingdom as if you were king. Here you are captain of the gods and captain of the guard, and that is very strong position. But there you would be running the whole kingdom. What do you say?
So you roll your persuasion, and the king will help you.
The king? Oh,
I
the
mean,
King Copernicus?
King Copernicus will help you. Okay, you get a +2 from Copernicus.
Okay, 17 with the +2, yeah.
He's actually kind of excited about the idea.
Yeah, I've heard of the king interchange program.
Good.
before. So
that helps.
I'll speak with King Lancel about releasing me from my post here. Yeah, your queen is a little bit of a partier, isn't she?
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah. So when are you be coming back? We come back in spring, or maybe later.
He's like, oh, wait, it's already spring.
Oh no, I mean next spring. Maybe 3 springs from now.
3 springs from now, when the last of the snow melts from the tallest mountain.
Yes. Oh, very good. Yeah. What he said.
It's a prophecy right there.
It's a
There
prophecy.
you go.
Way to go, you're a prophet.
Thank you. I did it, Mom.
As first act, perhaps you should take my wife back to her
Banna.
What's the word?
carriage.
Cabana.
And he's like,
Oh, I'll be happy to do that. Come on, ma'am.
I'm a queen. He's like,
Wait,
yeah.
wait. Don't forget this. Kieran, get the crown off his head and give it to the guy. I can't read.
Oh, you're going to take my crown?
I mean, it is a status symbol.
I suppose that they should be able to know that he has. I give him the crown. That's fine.
I take it and I bring it over to the captain of the guard and
Put it on
awkwardly place it on his head.
And that will give you status when you reach Canada. I did not even get to see my kingdom.
Is there a Canada
There's
somewhere?
Canada.
There apparently is a Canada
He
to the
created
north,
the kingdom.
and the caravan will know where to take them.
Let's get out of here before we cause any more damage.
I agree.
So you guys leave the kingdom as fast as you can. His little alarm goes off on his wrist on his tiger stripe thing that lets him know that that the trigger will be finding you soon. The blue ring appears, and you guys all kind of stand in
we
it.
jump in.
You jump in, and bam, you're back to the cafe with a backpack full of stolen pastries
Not stolen. Well, some stolen, but
Did the pastries?
and a napkin.
Did the pastries transfer?
The pastries transferred.
Nice.
Good.
This is awesome. Okay, I step off the platform and turn around while walking backwards and look at them and say, like, you know what? This was I hate being short, but this was kind of fun. Thanks for hanging out.
I
Mostly
felt-
directed at Kieran.
That was really good. Thank you for inviting me. You're not so bad.
I knew I could get somebody to say that. Finally.
You didn't realize, but this
He's
was
like-
like the biggest pick me up for her.
You're right?
Yeah.
This is really. She was pretty down after Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a new ring for the people in the last universe you were just in.
Okay,
I'm going to switch it out by way of the Infinity Trigger.
perfect. Leave a little note, maybe. Address it to Mac.
Mac.
Okay.
I do that.
As I'm leaving, fully intending on going to relax for a little bit, my eyes catch the map of the multiverse, the tree that
Mhm.
Copernicus showed me last time, and a light bulb kind of goes off, and then I book it out of the lab.
Okay.
I stop by the cafe for 1 second to drop off the pastries, and I say, "Hey,
Angie.
Angie, could you put these in the fridge for me? They're for Thane and Hondo, but we got to take care of some stuff first. So, but give it to him later if you don't mind."
Oh, sure, darling. I'll do that for you.
And then I run. Isaac runs in to the hotel and skitters to a stop. "Hey, Isaac, Hondo, where? I mean, nope. Thane, Hondo, where have you been? What the hell is with the horses?"
Hey, you look like you're in a rush. Do you need to borrow a horse?
"No, I'm good. Come back to the lab. We got I got something to ask you guys."
Giddy up.
We head back to the lab
Yeah.
as Isaac looks over his shoulder at one last glance at the horses and raises an eyebrow. Once we're all finally gathered in the lab again, Copernicus, I know that the next mission we probably have to go on soon, but there's one more thing. I mean, my mom was kidnapped by the Faceless Five, and she knows where they're from. She's been there. It sounds like it. I don't know if I can keep doing this if every single time we run the risk of the loved ones that are forced onto us or just happen to be in the world, innocent bystanders, if they're going to get kidnapped and hurt and possibly killed because of our actions, because of us being there and trying to fix, I mean, I don't mean this offensively, but fix your mistakes. I think that we got to get ahead of this thing instead of just reacting. And I think I got an idea if you're willing to help us out.
What is your idea?
Okay, so I go over to the map, the big old tree. From everything we've been able to figure out, we think these guys are using another infinity trigger. Red instead of blue, that's weird, but whatever. To gain access to the universes that we are and track us. But they obviously have some kind of home base. And you mentioned last time that just the nature of the infinity trigger means that it's most likely at the root of it all. The problem is we're at the root, and there's no shadow monsters trying to kill us here. So, instead of continuing on our mission and finding more artifacts, before we do that, we put a hold on this thing, leave the multiverse as it is, and instead of taking us to a new world, you take us, and I swipe the touchscreen of the map, and the image changes to show the other tree that Copernicus showed us last time, and I point to the root, and I say, "You take us here, and we try to find these sons of bitches."
We've gone to 2 different worlds, dimensions, whatever, universes, and if every single time we have to fight these guys, are they going to grow? Are they going to get bigger? Are they going to get stronger? I don't want to have to keep running from a fight to have to fight it again.
Let's take the fight to them.
Are we high enough level for this?
If I send you there, it's only theoretical that is correct universe.
That's why we brought my mom.
Mm.
She's been there. She's physically been there before, and she can answer any questions you have. But if you have any kind of sci-fi brain scan, I don't know what's in this place. These drawers, and I start opening drawers. I don't know what this is, or this is, or this is.
Don't be touching my stuff.
The point is, if you can work some science magic, and it would really, I mean, the trust has to go both ways here. We're doing this thing for you, and we're asking for a favor to make our jobs a little easier.
Is there a skill for this? Or
Yeah, it's called Persuade.
Okay. Go ahead and persuade.
I got an 8. So one more quick rule. Every skill has a die associated with it, and when you roll the maximum number of the die, so if I roll a d8 and get an 8, you get to roll the die again and add that to your result. And if you get an 8 after that, you would get to add that again and then roll again. And it can just go and go and go. They're called exploding die. Well, we call them exploding die. I think in the book they are called aces. Also, like I said before, the target number of any success in Savage Worlds is 4. When you get 4 above that, then you get what's called a raise, which is just another level of success. So if you roll high enough, you can get more than one raise and be really, really super successful at whatever you're trying to do. Okay, so I got an 8, so I'm going to roll again. 8 plus 7, I got a 15.
Nice.
So I don't know what the success qualifier was, but if it was 4,
Nice.
that's insane. At least 1 raise.
Yeah.
Probably 2.
Okay. I ask lots of trust from you. You are asking me to trust you. I'm going to show that trust as well. So we try this, yeah?
Yeah. Let's go get him.
I'm very nervous about this.
Go team.
Thank you for listening to episode 21 of Tales of Nowhere. I said it last week, but this one's definitely one of my favorites. If it wasn't super clear, we are kind of taking a detour in the story right now. Instead of jumping into the next world immediately, the next 2.5-ish episodes are going to be kind of special. I'm so interested to hear what you guys have to say about this cliffhanger and the next couple episodes. But we felt that it was something that needed to be done, just in terms of character motivation and lore expansion, things like that. So it's going to be very interesting. Unfortunately, that means that the coffee break will be delayed a couple weeks. I'm going to time it so that the coffee break comes out right after you find out what world we're going to next, which again is going to be delayed a couple episodes. So you'll have to wait a little while for our review of Call of Cthulhu and the explanation of our characters in the next world. It also means that the Cafe Nowhere dinner menu segment will be delayed slightly, but don't worry, we have not forgotten it, and it's going to be glorious. If you've got any feedback for us, we'd absolutely love to hear from you. Our email is mail@talesofnowhere.com. You can also reach us on Twitter under the handle @nowherepodcast. And of course, if you're feeling particularly generous, we could always use another rating or review on iTunes. The opening and closing theme songs were done by the composer Sean Jackson, and the rest of the music was composed by the incredible and hardworking John Good. There's a talented somewhere in there, which he definitely is, but I kind of went off book for this one. You can find more of John's music on SoundCloud under the name Burn7. Stay tuned for next week where we embark on this uniquely adventurous pseudo-trilogy of ours. We hope you enjoy it. Until then, everybody,